Hi, I'm Agile Bob, and welcome to another Tuesday tip. Today's topic is backlog refinement. It's a topic that I find not many teams know how to do before I help them out with it. So today I just want to give you a few basics of how I discuss backlog refinement so you can perhaps use it with your team and be more effective. First, let's give a definition for what backlog refinement is. To me, backlog refinement is changing the ownership of the product backlog item from the product owner to the development team. The product owner owns the product backlog, the development team owns the sprint backlog. There needs to be a transition between the two, and that happens during backlog refinement. Second, who does what? Well, the product owner is responsible for understanding what we're going to build and why we're going to build it, while the development team decides how we're going to build it. Now, my fancy drawing on the page. Well, the top line represents a backlog item that's big and maybe not very well defined. And of course, those start out coming from the product owner. And they're generally trying to look 2 sprints ahead. So backlog refinement is always looking 2 sprints into the future. So you're working on 1 sprint, and the next 2 you're doing backlog refinement. Now, the development team helps them out with backlog refinement, makes those items smaller, more well-defined, with the goal being that that item is very well-defined at the bottom of the drawing when we get into sprint planning. Now, the development team will spend 1 to 2 hours per sprint. I call it an investment. An investment is something you do with the hope of getting something back for it in the future. You're going to invest 1 to 2 hours every sprint, hoping to get back 4 to 8 hours later. That's the goal. Invest 1 to 2, get back 4 to 8. Now let me give you a couple of quick definitions that I like to use. The first is definition of backlog ready. It's backlog ready when the product owner understands the value of that item. Second definition is sprint ready. It's sprint ready when the team believes that they can estimate it quickly when you get to sprint planning. So what's the goal of all this? Invest a little bit of time every sprint to gain back a lot of time in future sprints. So your Tuesday tip: every great Agile team can be really good at backlog refinement, and it's a skill you can learn. Till next time, this is Agile Bob signing off.